復興庁は8日、福島県の風評払拭を図るため、子供を抱えた保護者ら向けに、福島の今をわかりやすく伝えるテレビ CM を制作。9日から福島、富山両県を除く全国で一斉に放映すると発表した。同庁が福島をテーマにした CM を放映するのは初めて。CM は30秒。小学校の教室でタブレットをかたどった教師役のキャラクターが、児童に、福島の今を知っていますかと問いかけながら、福島の農産物、観光地や温泉、福島ロボットテストフィールド、南相馬市、浪江町など復興に向けた取り組みを端末に移して紹介する内容。最後に、知ってください、食べてください、来てくださいと福島をアピールする。特に、食品や健康への関心が高く風評に敏感な小さな子供を持つ保護者への訴求を狙い、情報番組や子供向け番組などを狙い重点的に放映する。東日本大震災と東京電力福島第一原発事故から8年という節目を近く迎えることから決めた。放映期間は1週間程度だが、制作・放映費は約 1.8 億円という。そうも変わらず、全部デタラメ。放射能安全強洗脳 CM です。政府の言うことを信じて、放射能汚染を気にしないで生活していると、誰かさんのようにある日突然、白血病や癌になってしまうのです。もちろん、政府は、知らんぷり、一切責任は取りません。政府の言を信じて、魚を食べ続けた水俣の住民がどうなったか。また、全く同じことが起きているのです。信じるものは救われる、足をすくわれるのでご注意ください。
What we are talking about when we say fake news, we are really talking about propaganda. Propaganda is a coordinated approach to influencing beliefs and conduct, and it's a manipulative form of persuasion which violates rational or free will. Understanding propaganda is central to understanding how power is exercised in the international system and into politics in general. There's a significant and permanent displacement of reality at this point in time. That the world we actually live in is one that's very different from the world that we think we live in.
What is AstroTurf? AstroTurf is when political, corporate, or other special interests disguise themselves and publish blogs, start Facebook and Twitter accounts, publish ads, letters to the editor, or simply post comments online to try to fool you into thinking an independent or grassroots movement is speaking. The whole point of AstroTurf is to try to give the impression there's widespread support for or against an agenda when there's not. AstroTurf seeks to manipulate you into changing your opinion by making you feel as if you're an outlier when you're not. AstroTurfers seek to controversialize those who disagree with them. They attack news organizations that publish stories they don't like, whistleblowers who tell the truth, politicians who dare to ask the tough questions, and journalists who have the audacity to report on all of it. Sometimes AstroTurfers simply shove intentionally so much confusing and conflicting information into the mix that you're left to throw up your hands and disregard all of it, including the truth. And most of all, AstroTurfers tend to reserve all of their public skepticism for those exposing wrongdoing rather than the wrongdoers. In other words, instead of questioning authority, they question those who question authority. And then there's Wikipedia. Billed as the free encyclopedia that anyone can edit, the reality can't be more different. Anonymous Wikipedia editors control and co-opt pages on behalf of special interests. They forbid and reverse edits that go against their agenda. They skew and delete information in blatant violation of Wikipedia's own established policies with impunity. You might start to see things a little more clearly. It's kind of like taking off your glasses and wiping them and putting them back on and realizing for the first time how foggy they've been all along. Once you start to know what to look for, you'll begin to recognize it everywhere.
Die englische Regierung gründet eine Nichtregierungsorganisation, die auch noch Integrity Initiative heißt, die überall Cluster bildet in den europäischen Ländern, um gegen Russland vorzugehen. Das heißt, Journalisten wissen, welche unabhängigen Wissenschaftler sie befragen müssen in ihren Interviews und welche Politiker man auch noch interviewen kann dazu. Und die kriegen Schulung von der englischen Regierung, wie sie sofort Fake News verbreiten können über Facebook und über Twitter und in YouTube. Sollen die sofort aktiv werden und das gegen Russland machen. Die kriegen Kommando von dieser Stiftung Integrity Initiative, wann sie was zu machen haben. Und diese Gruppen sind finanziert von Facebook, von der amerikanischen Regierung ist mit drin. Das Council on Foreign Relations ist mit drin. Also sozusagen die ganzen üblichen Verdächtigen. Und die sorgen dafür, dass jetzt in allen Ländern solche Gruppen auftauchen.
Soon, most anyone using a computer in the United States will encounter a ranking system that will tell them what media is safe to consume and what isn't. It's called NewsGuard, and it describes itself as a news rating agency at the forefront of fighting fake news. It's already installed in computers in dozens of libraries and public institutions across the country. NewsGuard uses what it calls a nutrition label to rate media outlets either green, yellow, or red.
Our green-red ratings signal if a website is trying to get it right, or instead has a hidden agenda or knowingly publishes falsehoods or propaganda.
No surprise, NewsGuard has determined that this network, RT, is unsafe for human consumption. Instead, they say, go with Fox News or Voice of America. Independent media outlets are under attack too.
It's very, very scary because this new tool is really a censorship tool that's going to soon be integrated within all of US technological systems. It's going to be unavoidable. It's not voluntary. It's going to be forced upon us. And it's going to ensure that the narratives that promote war, the narratives that promote the exploitation of people at home here in the United States and abroad is being promoted versus watchdog style journalism.
So, could it be that this US government-linked news ranking system, which says it's protecting media consumers from fake news, is promoting fake news itself?
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
So as you can see, very powerful representation of the manipulation that is at play here when it comes to the mainstream media. I think if we want to have an understanding of what we're seeing here and how this is all playing out and why, we need to go back to the beginning where a lot of this started. The blueprint is Edward Bernays' Propaganda. This is a book that was written in 1928, which really outlines how they are organizing chaos. As he says, the conscious and intelligent manipulation of the organized habits and the opinions of the masses is an important element in democratic society. Those who manipulate this unseen mechanism of society constitute an invisible government, which is the true ruling power of our country. We are governed, our minds are molded, our tastes formed, our ideas suggested largely by men we have never heard of. It is they who pull the wires, which control the public mind, who harness old social forces and contrive new ways to bind and guide the world. It's called programming for a very good reason, because that's what they're doing. They're programming you, as Bernays said. Our habits, our ideas, all come down to a small group of people who are manipulating society into the direction they want it to go.
Corporations, Facebook and Google and Twitter and all these people now controlling more and more of what people can and cannot say and see and hear. So we have this situation where these gigantic corporations and the government agencies, brackets same thing, and what we call progressives are joining together to assault freedom of speech by branding it politically incorrect or hate speech or fake news, all these other labels they invent to justify censorship. Because it's the agenda that this happens. And thus, you wouldn't win a free and open debate. So what you do is you shut it down and make sure you don't have a debate. By calling anyone who questions your agenda racist, Nazi, or a bigot. There will come a time, and we're moving towards it so fast, where you will not be able to see or hear or express anything that is not acceptable to the authorities, which ultimately is a cabal network operating from the shadows. So when you realize that the goal is to shut off all other view, opinion that is not within the confines of what is deemed by the authorities acceptable, then you can start to see what is happening in front of our eyes as more and more and more reasons are invented to censor more and more of what people can write and say. It affects the newspapers, it affects the mainstream media in general, but the core of it is the internet and internet giants. Algorithms can censor. You don't have to have people looking and reading and watching everything. You just put in coding that certain words, phrases, subjects are automatically deleted or blocked through artificial intelligence. And that's what we're seeing now increasingly. These internet giants lock back into the Pentagon, into the intelligence networks, and then further back into the shadows and this cabal which is orchestrating this whole deal. Reduce information that challenges that official norm, which eventually is meant to be all you ever hear or see. And so what we're seeing is more and more excuses to censor people's opinion and people's information. And it's heading daily towards this goal of people only seeing what the system wants you to see. And this is why they are manipulating the target population